Hi everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you guys doing? Well, if you saw the short that I put up earlier, I've got a new bait to show you, and that is the Core Tackle Shimmy Rig. So I guess we'll call it maybe not necessarily a bait, terminal tackle, a way to present your bait. And I saw a few videos that Johnny Schultz and Matt Steffen did, and said that looks kind of cool, and thought I'd give it a try. So I did get, let's see, 3 of the sizes. And I thought it was the only sizes they had. It's a 3/0 1/4 ounce, which is what this one is. So it's a 3/0 hook, 1/4 ounce weight. And I'll go over how it's constructed here in a sec. I got the, let's see, the 3/0 3/16. Got 2 of those. And the biggest size that I saw on there on the Core Tackle site was the 5/0 3/8 ounce. So if you guys haven't seen the Shimmy rig before, here's what it looks like. So you've got your 3/0 hook. You've got your keeper here, double keeper actually. There's your tie, and then you've got this little arm, almost like an underspin arm underneath there with the weight. And then you've got, they put a little O-ring on there so you could add a spinner, a treble hook, whatever. I'm sure I'll experiment with it as time goes by. Just got these yesterday, so haven't thrown them yet. But I'm really looking forward to trying this out. I think this is going to be pretty cool for catching those fish offshore when they're schooled up, suspended. But it was a pretty cool looking rig that they came up with. Oops, as I drop it. So it's kind of what's cool about Core Tackle is they've come up with a lot of these neat like rigging systems, which are pretty neat. So I did rig up a fluke. I'm just kind of looking, I was looking at some of the videos the guys had done and some of the baits they were using. That's with the fluke on there. And so you can imagine, you know, you throw that out and then this just kind of shimmies down and it probably looks like a dying bait fish. So that's just it's a Zoom fluke, that pink lemonade color, which I got for this season. Pretty cool looking color. That chartreuse and those pink dots in there. But that's with a fluke. Now there's other things. I saw some of the Core Tackle guys talking about using like a flatworm. So with the latest one, if I can get this flatworm bag open. So this is the 4.25 inch. This is the bigger size of a flatworm. So I could see that being rigged on here and throwing that out and working pretty good. But the interesting part of this is just going to be trying some different baits. And you just go over that keeper. Just cinch it down. And throw that on there. And really rig that up too well. It's not very straight, but you guys get the idea what it'll look like. That's with that 4.25 inch. And you could go across that keeper. You could just go with the first keeper and stop there. Like I would probably rig that like that. I think that looks better. You don't have to force it over this end side. Like here on this one, that plastic kind of went easily over it. I think if you've got a thinner plastic like this flatworm, you don't have to. Just go to that first keeper and just go right to there. I think it rigs better. That'll look pretty cool. And once it's on there, that keeper is going to keep that on. I'm going to take that off and try a few different ones. That's with a flatworm. I think it'll work well with, let's see, what else did I take out here to try? I think you could probably throw a trick worm on there. I don't see why that wouldn't work. It's just a regular, you know, Zoom trick worm. And I'll probably only go past that first keeper. I don't think I'm going to run that all the way up. Let's see how it works. I'm going to have to try a few of these and see how I like them. The thinner plastic might get torn a little bit with that keeper. So I might stick with, let's see how this looks if I just go. Yeah, that catches on there pretty good. Now that's just, I would suggest if you're throwing something thin like this, like a trick worm, just go right to that first keeper and you can see the keeper's kind of underneath there holding the worm on. And that that just shimmering down with that tail, I can see that being pretty good. Don't try to force it over that big keeper there if it's a thin piece of plastic like this trick worm. I would definitely not. Now that I've just played around with it a little, I would definitely do it that way. So that's with the trick worm. That'll probably have a good action. I know I really like the shad impact from Kitech on the hover rig. I'll have to see how it works on this, like with the different sizes. But I can see this being pretty good. I'm gonna just rig one on there and just kind of get an idea. You won't know till you really get it in the water. And but if you just go past that keeper and put it on, I mean, I don't know how that shimmering, that tail is not going to be shimmering down and have really good action. So that's with the Shad Impact, the 5-incher from Kitech, which is a bait I love on the hover rig. And it's easy to line up nice and straight right with that slit on the back. So that's another cool option. Let's see, what else did I take out here? Let's see. Oh, I pulled out the, this is the Hog Farmer, the Spunk Shad. It's the 5.5-inch chartreuse and white. See how that fits on there. Now, depending on how deep I'm fishing, see, this has a bigger snout on it, so I could probably get away with putting it all the way up. I'm going to try this on this the bigger size, the 5/0. Let's see how it fits. This is the first time I'm doing it, so if I mess it up, it does happen when you do it for the first time. I'll have to get the hang of rigging and how far to go up on some of these baits. But if you want that big size, I'm going to fish deeper, that 3/8 ounce with that 5/0 hook, so you can use a bigger piece of plastic. And this is a pretty big piece of plastic in the Spark Shed, or the Spunk Shed. So let's see. Let's see how it looks, or how I can rig it. I don't see this being a problem. It goes on there pretty easily. And then just line it up with that slit on the back of the bait. Then you'll know if you're straight. I might have went too far. Let's see. So now that heavier plastic goes right over that keeper, and I can push it all the way to the front there. And then that'll rest right on that bottom weight. So that's with the Spunk Shad, the 5.5-inch. That looks, I can't see that not having a great action. That just fits on there perfectly. So just from rigging a few baits, if you've got a thicker plastic, you can go all the way to the top. If it's a thinner one, just go to that first keeper, because you don't want to tear your bait. But I think I can't see that not having some really cool action in the water. That Spunk Shad shimmering down with that tail going, that's pretty cool looking. That is really cool looking. Now just doing it a couple times. Oh, actually that comes off pretty easy. The thinner plastic, if you put the thinner plastic on and you go across this keep another, when you take it off, it might tear. Like that flatworm, the nose of it tore a little coming off that one. This thicker stuff doesn't seem to bother at all. So just know that when you're, getting the hang of, how to rig these up. But this is, like I said, this is the first time for me, so I'm just seeing what looks good. And that's another Spunk Shad. Oh, I grabbed, this is the old, I don't know if they make these anymore. If you guys throw the old Bass Assassin, another great, plastic jerkbait. I don't know if they make them anymore, but this was always a great one. It's like a fluke, but it doesn't have the forked tail like a fluke. It's the same size, it just has the single tail. But it's a great fluke style bait. Now, I would think that this guy here, this big 5/0 is probably too big for it, so I'm going to throw it on that smaller one. So let's just see how that fits on there. I'll probably only go to the first keeper, I would guess, with this, but let's see. Now this doesn't have necessarily a slit on the top to kind of help you line up, which is nice, but you know if you're going to keep it through the middle of the bait. But that is just right to that little point, and this probably could go over it, but I'm just going to go to there. That's with that Bass Assassin. That's a good looking Good looking setup right there. That's another one that I think will play well. I haven't thrown the Bass Assassins in many years. This might be, I might be getting them off the shelf, and I don't know if Bass Assassin still makes them or not. I'll have to, but if you guys have ever thrown the soft plastic Bass Assassin, it's a great option. That's the packaging there, if you guys have never seen it before. I'll have to look and see if they're still around. I still have a bunch of them, so. And the last bait I picked out was the old Lunker City, the Sluggo. And this is the 6-inch Sluggo. Got one in this gold pepper shiner, and then I got one in the pink, which is great for dirty water. So throw the pink one on. This I think I can get away with on that 5/0 hook, because it's a big bait. So this is that 3/8 5/0 hook. You see the difference in the hook sizes there, the 3/0 and that 5/0. This might be another way to get the old Sluggo back into the mix too. I haven't thrown the Sluggo much in recent years. Just cinch it down the bait. It's nice and soft, so it goes into it pretty good. And just keep it in the middle here. And I think I'm going to go to right about there. You just kind of guesstimate how far to go down, and if you have to move it back, you can. But get it over that keeper. I'll probably just go right to the keeper on that one. Because that keeper does put a little slice in the soft baits, but not too bad. But I could see that being really good. I would probably, now that I think about it, I'm going to try it here while you guys are watching. Just to, now this is a 6-inch bait. Let me see if I got my scissors here. Usually I do. Yeah. Now this is a 6-inch bait, and the nose of it is a little bit thinner. I'm going to just snip off a little bit of that snout just to make it flatter and see how that fits on there. That might make a difference. So it might help you guys out for rigging. Let's see if I like it better that way. I'll still have a little bit of the hole in there, but now I'm going to go down a little further into the bait. Let's go to about, make sure I'm in the center here. I think I was actually a little crooked before. Now with that bait, yeah, see that? I think that really helps. If you snip off that, if you've got like a thinner nose on your bait, I think if you snip it off and make it flat like that, that went over that keeper much better. And I could even probably have run this down a little further and had this flush here. I don't know if it really matters, to be honest with you. I think if you get it just right to that little point there, I think you're good. But it's going to be, you know, all new for me. And to me, it's the bait's on there. It's not going anywhere. With that keeper, it's almost like a double keeper. But I think with the Sluggo on there, that's going to have great action. Just make sure you rig it straight. And I think I'm pretty straight there. But that's the baits I took out. I think it's a cool idea. I'll try it with a fluke. I'll definitely try it with the Sluggo. I like the way the Shad Impact is on there. I'll try it with the Trickworm. Definitely try it with the Bass Assassin, the Sluggo, Spunk Shad, whichever one you want. On that small one, I definitely would go with the flatworm. I'd probably this 4.25 inch, the bigger side. But I think it's a cool idea, guys. So if you have not seen the new Shimmy rig, oops, and I keep dropping them, from Core Tackle, comes in a 2-pack. I think it was $6.99 for a 2-pack. But that's how it's set up. You just, you know, thread your bait right on there. And I'm sure there's other baits here that I'm going to probably try. I don't know about like a paddle tail type bait. I think that might kind of interfere with the natural shimmy of the bait, but I don't know. There's definitely other baits to use. I think I was watching one of Johnny Schultz videos, and he was using a menace, which probably, you know, you could use for these. Any type of a creature bait might play. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with rigging. And if any of you guys have tried these yet and have rigged different baits, let us know what you've had success with. Like I said, Haven't thrown it yet, just came yesterday. But the next time I go fishing, I'm definitely going to throw this around, and just to, even if I go in the shallows, just to kind of see the action that I get, and see what size bait fits best with the size of the hook and the weight on these. But it's a pretty cool idea. Pretty cool idea. The Shimmy rig from Core Tackle. I'll put a link to the Core Tackle site in the description. You can get them on Tackle Warehouse and other places too. Whether they have the Shimmy rig up yet, I'm not sure, but you can definitely get it directly from Core Tackle. I'll have to see. These are the 3 sizes that, I don't know if that's the only sizes they make. I don't know if they have a 1/2 ounce or even a smaller one than the 3/16. But those are the ones that were available when I ordered. So it's a cool idea. I definitely will try it out. So far, you know, their hover rig and their Tush and their other swim bait stuff, I've liked all of it. Ozark rig, I've thought they've all been really cool ideas. And it's really just a way to keep that bait, that weight away from, you know, so it's not at the nose of the bait like fish have seen for 100 years. Now it's almost like a belly-weighted bait, and then it gives you that natural shimmy. So it looks cool. I mean, I can't see that not playing like in dirty water, that pink one. That would, you know, they will see that shimmying down for sure. So it's a pretty cool idea. And I did get a couple of the Tush, the finesse Tushes. Whenever I make an order from Core Tackle, I always throw a couple of these in because I use them a lot. And that's the 2/0 1/4 ounce and the 2/0 3/16, which is one I use a lot. And if you guys have never, I'll just take a minute here. If you guys have never seen the Tush head rigged up before, it's so simple, and it's such an easy way to throw your finesse swim baits with not having to use like a typical jig head, because the weight is going to be threaded inside the swim bait. So here's this is just a Bass Pro Speed Shad 3.8. Usually with this size, I'll use a 3.8. This is the electric blue chartreuse color, which if I rig this up, I'll probably wind up throwing it the next time I go out. If I could just pack open. But if you guys have never rigged a Tush before, the ultimate swim bait head, that's what Tush stands for. You're going to have your swim bait, and that is going to be right inside there, and you pretty much just go right through. And what's nice with the swim baits when they have that line in there, you just go right through the bait. Just keep it straight. Whenever you rig, like anything, you got to rig it straight. You know, it can't be bent or crooked. It's not going to swim right, especially with swim baits. And then once I get it through to that, oh, and that is totally crooked. Now I'm showing you how not to do it. They do twist on you as you rig them, so you got to kind of keep it straight. I know I'm going to screw this up. I'm trying to show you guys how to do it. So far, I'm doing a terrible job here. But usually, even if you don't rig it right in the beginning, you can kind of maneuver it so that this is actually a little off, but it's not too bad. So once you get that bait rigged, your swim bait in there, and I said keep it straight, and I'm only just a little hair off now. If I was going to go throw this tomorrow, I would probably re-rig it because I do have a little turn, but you guys get the idea. And you've seen my other videos on this. You have that, the lead of that is right inside. It's totally not seen by the fish. It's not seen at all. All you have is a tie and a hook that's showing. The bulk of the weight of the bait is inside the swim bait. So actually, for rigging that just a little off, it's really not too bad. I could probably get away with it. I would assume this would swim pretty straight. But that's it. The finesse it's so much easier and so much more. I shouldn't even say easier. So much more natural looking than the way we do a screw head or something like that. These are so much more natural looking, and really with these harder plastic ones, or even a little tougher, like the high-techs are really easy to rig because they're so soft. But that's it, guys. That's the finesse Tush head. I just figured I'd show you that quick. So I got a couple bags of those to add to my order. Throw it on that Bass Pro swim bait head. But that's it, guys. That is the order from Core Tackle. The new Shimmy rig from Core Tackle. Check it out. You've seen a few baits here that I've rigged up. I don't, You know, this is one of those new things. I'm sure guys are going to be coming out with different ideas, different baits that they've decided, tried and had success with, and that's what it's all about. But any of these, you know, single tail baits or fluke style baits that you throw, I'm going to try all of them and just see what I like. The skunk shad to me fits on there perfectly. I'll be interested to see how it works with a trick worm, which is a bait I like to throw. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a summer of experimenting with this, but I see this having being a big player with my fishing this year. And I know the one video I saw of Johnny Schultz, he was throwing it on spinning setup. Matt Steffen was throwing it on bait casting and kind of just chucking it out there and, kind of letting it hit the bottom, reeling quick, 2 or 3 times, which brings it up off the bottom, then letting it fall, bring it up. Johnny Schultz was kind of almost throwing it like a blade bait, throwing it out, kind of popping it. There's probably unlimited ways you can probably throw, your baits with these. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out. And I'll, believe me, if I have the videos, the camera rolling and I catch something on here, I'll definitely point it out. Because to me, it looks like a cool idea. It looks like a really cool idea on another way to present a soft plastic bait that'll give it more of a natural look as it flutters down. But that's it, guys. That is it. The Core Tackle Shimmy Rig. I'll put the description. You can check it out. Any of you guys out there who have tried these, let us know how you like them. But I think it looks pretty cool. So that's it. So any questions, let me know. I'll answer them the best I can. I pretty much told you everything I know about it. I haven't thrown them yet. But I am looking forward to it, and I'll keep you guys posted on how I make out with it as the season goes on here. But I think it looks pretty cool. Looking forward to trying it. Tomorrow is this is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday, and it's supposed to rain here all day. I don't think I'm going to get out on the lake tomorrow. Maybe Friday. So if I get out Friday, I'm definitely going to bring that and definitely chuck it around. Fish up here by me are kind of, at least from what I've seen on the lakes where I've been, everything seems a little late this year. I think it's a combination of the cold winter, the heavy ice we had, and then really a very, very, I don't want to say cold May, but I guess you could say it was a cold May. A lot of rain, cold nights. I went fishing yesterday. I'm working on getting the video together. Fish are starting to move up on beds, but it's almost June. Usually it's, on a lot of my lakes, it's done by then. And I think they're just, a lot of those beds, I think the males had just moved up and made them and were just sitting there, because a lot of the females I saw were just cruising in about 10 to 12 feet of water and cruising along there, and they're not up yet on those beds. The males are up there making them, and I don't think the females have gotten up there yet. The water was 55 degrees when I went out on Thursday. So, I mean, it's like, as I said, it's almost June. So, I think it's going to be, the spawn is going to be a little late this year. It's going to be a little late this year. It's probably going to be, extended almost, because probably the early birds are done, and now the new ones are, some of them are finally coming up. But with this cold water, I think it's probably taken a while for the fish to really start to migrate into the shallows. We haven't had consistent weather at all. It's nice, though, that we've had a spring. It didn't just go right to 90 degrees and be 90 every day, and the water shoots up super hot. And in, 4 days, the spawn is here and gone and done and over with, and we're, in post-spawn in like, it seems like a 5 minutes. So now that we've had kind of a spring where it's been a steady, and real steady, temperatures have slowly gone up. The last 2 days have been nice, but now it's going to rain again. I don't know if the temperatures are going to go down, but we certainly had a lot of rain, which is good. Keeps the lakes full and keeps the rivers moving, which is a good thing. But we'll see. Maybe Friday. Tomorrow's not looking good. So I'll keep you guys posted. But Core Tackle Shimmy Rig, new setup from Core Tackle, new terminal tackle setup for your soft plastics. And like I said, whatever your imagination can think of, you could try on there and just see how it works. I'm going to start with these fluke style baits, that spunk shad, things like that. I'm going to start with those, see how it goes. But that's it. So please like this video. Please share it. If you're new to my channel, I am Mark. This is Northeast Bass Fishing. Welcome aboard. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it. The comments, I love the comments. The subscriber numbers keep going up. The watch hours are going up. You guys are really, doing a great job, helping me grow the channel, and I really appreciate it. So I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.